Hey Libra, this is Hybrid Hipster with your second 2-week January reading. Sorry I didn't get to your first 2 weeks. Kind of lost track of time. So I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards for you. It's going to tap into your energy of what you're dealing with as of now. And then I'm going to go into your actual reading. It's going to go from your present energy, into the future energy that you're going to be working. Just need one more card. There it is. Okay. Oh, wow. Your energy right now is great. Yeah? So for your 3 cards, you have I do good, I am accepting, and I speak with good intent. Whew. So basically, you're just an honest Abe. No, I'm just kidding. I really do feel like this is a natural state of being for a Libra in general. You guys do try to be conscious of how you're speaking to people, conscious of how you're reacting to people. You do try your best to stay in a more positive spectrum rather than a negative. I think a lot of it has to do with your want and need to be well liked and accepted by others, which can turn into a difficult situation in some points in time for you. I do think that you guys struggle with your identity a little bit when it comes to wanting. I think it really just boils down to trying to understand everybody from every walk of life. And so being able to be well liked and be well accepted by others kind of gives you that opportunity to get to know others as well on a deeper level, which would not be surprising if you are doing that as of right now. You're kind of treading the waters of, you know, just really being open-minded to others and how they navigate through the world versus how you would. I just really think that you should be mindful of how you are progressing with this. There's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with really acting in this way or carrying yourself in this way. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Just be mindful that you may lose yourself attempting to, you know, appease others, and that kind of puts you in a whirlwind of, you know, losing yourself in the process of doing that. That makes sense. So I think that may be the main energy that you'll be working with as of now. Also being mindful that people will take advantage of that. There are people who are aware of those attributes that people carry within them, and they do view those as weaknesses rather than something that is a very resourceful tool in order to navigate through, you know, life itself, and navigate around other people's energies. And then that leads into you understanding others around you, which I want to say that all air signs, but mainly more so Libras and Aquariuses, will do that. They have the aptitude to do that, where they can put themselves in their own beliefs and their own, you know, disagreements to the side to really see another point of view that another person is bringing to the table. But then that can also lead to losing yourself as well. Ooh, very nice. You're doing good. You're bringing in good energy right now. I think that, and like I said, I think this helps you a lot within your career, friendships, family, along all those lines, because it allows you to see from another point of view. This came out this way. Nine of Swords in reverse. Or Knight of Swords in reverse, I'm sorry. You have the Knight of Pentacles upright and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. Okay. So maybe you may just be focusing on building a foundation for yourself. Nine of Cups upright on the bottom. Wow. The foundation that's solely for yourself, that is comfortable within you, that you find to be home, that is almost like an oasis for you. Almost, I feel as though like oasis you can escape to after dealing with all these different energies, all these different people. Wow. I honestly feel as though that's what this is speaking on. Queen of Rods in reverse. Okay. Whew. I don't feel... Oh my gosh. Jesus Lord, Gemini. Oh wait, I said Gemini. I meant Libra. You might be dealing with a Gemini. Whoa. Okay. Gemini's reading, when I did Gemini, their cards are flying out like this as well, so I do apologize. They were flying out. Like, it was crazy, and it was not even just like a couple. It was like whole stacks of cards. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, you're trying to build a comfortable environment for yourself that you can kind of escape to and just be yourself and not really have to worry about dealing with others' energies or putting your wants and needs to the side in order to make someone else happy or appease someone else, or to alleviate maybe tension within a situation that you're having with others. Because I feel that heavily with your energy. Maybe you may just be dealing with others that have really strong personalities, maybe. And so I can completely understand when navigating through this type of energy that it's kind of difficult to keep yourself kind of grounded and stabilized within a situation like that, because you're not just dealing with your own energy, but you're also dealing with other energies as well. And then you're trying to push how you feel about the situation to the side and focus on everyone else's energies and how they feel about a situation. With the Nine of Pentacles being here and the Queen of Wands in reverse being here, you may be dealing with someone who is envious of how far you've gotten or how hard you've worked to just build, like I said, a place that's almost like an oasis to you, to where you don't have to deal with others. And maybe this individual is one of those people that you don't want to deal with. It could be a fire sign, so it could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But they're not happy that you're trying and attempting to build something that is right for you and not really considering what others are feeling about the situation itself. And the Seven of Pentacles in reverse is here as well. And that these two cards in between those is the Six of Swords. It's all about moving away to calmer waters. So like I just said, you don't want to have to deal with your day-to-day basis. This could be someone that you are partnered with and then have to come home and then deal with that bull crap on top of it. It's just like, it's draining you so much, and you're just tired of dealing with it. You're tired of putting up with it, and you don't want to put up with it anymore. And that's what I was saying. In your overall energy, you have to be mindful of trying to appease and make everyone else happy around you, and then kind of putting your wants and needs to the side. Because what it gets you is this situation right here, where you're stuck and you feel stuck, and the only reason why you're really stuck is because you're just trying to be a good person. You didn't want to hurt anybody involved within the situation itself. And that's all the way around the board. And this is going to be a constant struggle for you. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, Libra. It's going to be. And it's because you're so worried about making everybody else around you happy. Oh, Libra. So, I mean, I understand. Like I said, I understand. I don't enjoy being the bad guy either, but sometimes we have to be. Sometimes we have to put our foot down and draw our boundaries, and some people just aren't going to respect that. They're not going to, because they think that the way that they feel and what they want from the situation trumps what you want and how you feel about the situation, which is honestly annoying. But when you carry that energy of being a giver and wanting to make everyone happy and wanting to please everybody and being a people pleaser, like I said, there's going to be people who see that as a weakness and they're going to try to poach on that. You just have to be mindful of that happening and going on around you. You need to be very mindful of it. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse with the Seven of Swords upright and the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So maybe you feel guilty because you aren't verbalizing how you really feel about a situation. So you have guilt that you're carrying with you because, and now you feel like you're being deceitful and you're wronging someone. Could be multiple people. Could be just one singular. I honestly feel like it's one singular person, but it could be multiple people as well. Where you're not really speaking the truth. You may have knowledge on something that you're not really conversing with others. You're not, it's like you refuse to tap into that sword energy because the King of Cups is here upright. That's someone who is speaking from sincerity and oh my, they're speaking from sincerity and they're not really rushing in and just doing whatever and saying whatever the hell they want to say, because that is like a typical air sign energy to begin with anyways, because we do tend to speak without thinking at some certain point of time. Like eventually we're going to end up doing that because we get so overwhelmed. And once we get overwhelmed, there's like, it's like you turn on a faucet and then the handle breaks off. Like you can't stop it from coming out. It just has to come out. But with this, it's like you're not doing that, and then you feel that you're being deceitful, or someone else feels like in your environment feels like you are being deceitful towards them, and that's pissing them off. But really, you're not being deceitful. You're not trying to be that way. It's like you just don't want to hurt anyone involved in this situation, and especially with the King of Cups being up here and it's upright. That's also being conscious of other people's emotions and feelings and how they feel about things and being very emotionally stable about it. It's like you're not losing your mind about it. The other person or other parties might be losing their mind about a certain situation, but you're not. You're completely emotionally stable about it, and others don't understand why you feel this way or how you can be so calm about the situation itself. And if you're a cross watcher, watching it, you just need to understand that that's how all air signs are. That's how we're always going to carry ourselves. We're never going to be someone who overly, unless our emotions are like really on a 10, which is very, very rare, because we're very able to detach ourselves from situations very quickly, more quickly than others can. And it's because we understand the necessity and the need. And also that works hand in hand with seeing the situation from the outside looking in, not even from our viewpoint, just as a whole, logically speaking, this is how I feel about the situation. You're not speaking on that though, at all. It's almost like you're trying to ground yourself in order to do that, but now you're stuck in this Two of Wand energy in reverse, and that's all about not feeling like you can move forward, not feeling like you have options or pathways to get out of this situation that you're in right now. And then if you want to take it vice versa with someone else and how they're feeling about the situation, they feel the same way, but in reverse, they feel as though they don't know how to fix the situation, and they don't know how to go about making you see it from their point of view. Oh my. Which I think is funny because once a air sign makes up their mind about something, there's no deterring from that. You can't come in and tell them what they are and aren't going to do. Because eventually they're just going to decide what they want to do is best. Eventually. Libras aren't fixed signs though, so they're mutable. So they can go either way. And the reason mutable basically just means that you're easily more drawn to make a decision based on what someone else wants versus what you want. So, I really hope you don't do that. I really hope that you stay true to yourself, Libra, because you do deserve happiness. I don't think people really consider that. I really don't. They don't. Like I said, air signs just get a bad rap to begin with anyways, and it's because people just don't take air signs seriously. They don't. So, let's see. You got the Three of Cups in reverse here. Ugh. I'm really hoping that's not like a third party situation where somebody else was involved in the relationship itself. I don't like talking about those situations. It's really awkward, Libra, so please don't make me. I don't want to. Oh my god, the Two of Wands in reverse again. Yeah. So Three Cups is all about celebration or having a deep connection with a group of people. In reverse, that's the exact opposite, obviously. You're not having a good time. Like, you're like 4 stars out of 10. I'm not having a good time at all. It's like really rough over this way. It's like you refuse to move from this King of Cup energy, though. You refuse. You're like, I'm not going to drop it. I'm going to continue doing it this way because obviously this way is going to get me somewhere. And you may be healing from something as well. So like I said, with that Seven of Sword energy being up there, someone might have betrayed you in some way and stabbed you in the back, basically. It's basically just deceit and lies. Oop, and yeah. There it is. The Six of Wands in reverse, a falling of image or status, defeat in something. Someone feels defeated. Maybe you, because the King of Sword in reverse is here. It's like, it's almost like you feel like you're out of your element. You're out of your element and you're not used to people not looking at you as the person that is the martyr or almost the victim almost. And so because this person is turning this situation so successfully that it's making you look like the bad guy, and you're not used to being the bad guy in a situation. You're not used to being the person who offends others or makes rifts or changes things or is the asshole or the bitch in the situation, excuse my language, but that's literally how it is. It's like the fall. And it's also, unfortunately, and this is exactly what I was saying. God, I love it when my readings just go exactly the way that they need to go. That's the problem with pretending like you're something when you're not. That is the problem. Herein lies the problem, because now you are out of your element. You're not acting the way that you usually act. But this is really how you feel about the situation. Because everybody has different sides to them, and nobody has just one side. Nobody's always happy and cheery all the time. Nobody's always mean and bitchy all the time. Well, some people are. I don't know why, but some people are. But, you know, you have depth to you, but you've walked around your entire life pretending like that's not who you are. So then when you do speak on something serious, or when you do want to say something seriously, nobody takes you seriously, and then it turns into a King of Wand or a King of Sword in reverse energy. And this fucker right here is not very nice. This is Aquarian energy. And in reverse, they can be the most mean, backstabbing, condescending. And when I say backstabbing, I'm not talking about just, you know, oh, I heard this about this person. No. They are like masterminds. They're like, okay, so this person told me this on this date, and now I know that bothers that person. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plan that's foolproof, and then I'm going to implement it over a course of 3 years, and then eventually their life is going to be in ruins. Like, masterminds sit back and think about how they really want to go about doing this. Mean and deceitful. It's really shitty energy. Really, really shitty energy. Because upright, again, he almost carries the King of Cup energy, except it's not an emotional thing, it's a logical thing. I'm being logical about it, but I want to consider what you're thinking and what I'm thinking, and then tie both of those things together. But like I said, Libra, you got into the position to where people are expecting a certain side of you to consistently stay there and be a consistent energy, and then when it doesn't happen that way, they get upset and attack you, and then that's when the faucet handle breaks off and you can't fix it. I'm sorry. No amount of faking it till you make it is going to fix this situation, because it should have already been handled. And really, it would have been handled from the beginning if you just would have been yourself. And yourself is not a bad person. I'm so sorry. Like, I would say, oh, the King of Cups is in reverse. Well, yeah, you're a really shitty person. You manipulate people emotionally. But you don't. You're coming from a King of Cups upright. You're coming from an emotional, stable-minded person. So why pretend? Don't pretend. Because like I said, it makes you look like a person that you're really honestly not. It's just a facet of who you are. It's a piece of who you are. everybody gets angry, everybody gets upset, everybody gets envious, everybody gets, you know, vindictive. Everybody's done it. You're not a god. I'm so sorry, you're not a god. But now it's starting to crack and show. And now it's awkward. Oh Lord. Yep. It be like that sometimes. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I've been in this position. I've been in this position of just trying to be the positive, like, oh, it's gonna be fine, like, we're gonna make it work, it's gonna work out, like, everything's gonna be fine, like, I'm just gonna let this person, you know, do them, because obviously they have something they need to work through, making all these excuses, and really, in all actuality, this person just has no interest in growing and evolving. And like I said, this could be multiple people around you, not just one, but I really want to lean towards that it's just one singular person. Oh my god, you saw me shuffle this. Wow. And it's shuffled because these two cards I didn't have. I just want to make that clear. And this card on the bottom was never there, so. Oh yeah, you're gonna move on. You're gonna move on from the situation. You really are, but you're it's not gonna be easy at all. Like, there's gonna be definite fight from whoever you're dealing with. Definite fight. They're not happy. They're not happy about the situation, and honestly, they feel like you're a liar. And that you're fake. And that you're this and that you're that. You're gonna hear all this. You lied to me. You faked it. You did it for your own benefit. You did this, you did that. And really, more than likely, you've already had this conversation with them about this certain situation, like, the whole time you've been with them. Or you've been friends with them. Or the whole entire existence of your life, because it could be a parent too. But it's like, this is how this person is going to approach it. They're not going to be mature or logical about it. They're going to be illogical, and they're going to go to the first thing that they know they can do, and it's to attack you, attack your image, attack who you are as a person, and then that they think that's going to make you stay. When in all actuality, it's just going to piss you off even more, because you're already in a King of Sword in reverse energy. So as soon as they come at you with that bullshit, it's over for that person. I actually feel really bad for whoever you're dealing with, because they obviously have some shit they need to work through, and they have not. Woo, Libra, woo. Woo. So, oh my. Again, you're coming from the king. It's like you're trying so hard to be compassionate. Literally what I just said about feeling bad for this person, feeling bad about the situation itself. Because you want to see it from all aspects, but this Ten of Swords here is like really just aching on your nerves, because you're like, you know what, you did all this shit to me. All this shit, and we're just gonna push it underneath the rug and pretend like it never happened, and you're just gonna walk away and just pretend like you didn't have any part in this just as much as I had part in this. And like, that's gonna continue, you're healing from it, but that's gonna continuously be in the back of your mind while you're dealing with all of this. Like, I'm gonna let you know now, because we are we're just an analytical sign. All the air signs are. So that's constantly going to be playing in your head, like, oh, really? So that's how you really feel about the situation. But it's funny to me because you're the one who also started this ball to roll. So I'm really confused on how you just magically forgot all the things that you put into the situation as well. And that's basically the energy. You got the King of Cups here, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Five of Wands upright, the Jesus Christ, the Nine of Wands in reverse, and the Fool. So it's like Nine of Wands is all about standing your ground and being willing to fight the good fight. But in reverse, you're not doing that, because the Fool card is following right behind that. It's taking a leap of faith. It's leaving the situation behind. Honestly, dropping it. Just dropping the situation as a whole. Which, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, Libra, but this sounds like a good logical decision to me. That's the only option, really, unfortunately, for both of you, because both of you, it's gonna hurt having to do this, but you're gonna have to be the one to be the adult in the situation, which is the sucky part about it. And that's usually another thing that air signs have to deal with, is being the adult about the situation, which really freaking sucks. And really, honestly, being the adult about the situation is being the logical person that's not got their head up their butt. Being logical, seeing the situation for what it really is. I'm sorry my cup's in the way. I gotta keep taking drinks. My throat's all suckered up. So, and the Nine of Cups on the bottom, upright. It's like you're going for your dreams. You're shooting for your dreams, and this person was just holding you back from that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But that's just what it is. Guess what? Your reputation doesn't mean anything. You need to download... You need to literally download Bad Reputation by Joan Jett. Because guess what? Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who cares what other people think? Does what other people think help you to your dreams and goals? Ooh, and the Knight of Cups on the bottom. Ooh. Does that help you towards anything that you need? No, I didn't think so. Does it buy you food and groceries and, you know, things that you need for the house, like toilet paper and trash bags and gas for your car and your car payment and your insurance? Does it pay for any of those things? I didn't think so. No. Which, Libra, you already know. You just don't vocalize it. You maybe end up being in the midst of someone who does vocalize that shit, though. Like, I don't care. They can feel how they feel. You don't get to just talk to me any way you want to. You don't get to just treat me any way you want to. That's not cool. Because I don't do that to you. Period. Poo. Period. Like, that's just what it is. Be comfortable with that. It is what it is. And it seems like to me, you've given this person a chance. You've had multiple conversations with this individual. Or this group of people. Could be the same conversation you're having with everybody around you. Oh. Okay. Now we're entering into a Queen of Sword energy. I like that. This glare, though, is about to upset me. There we go. The Queen of Sword. Upright. Whew, it's nice to see her show up because Lord, Six of Swords again. Upright. You're moving away from this. I want you to know that. Six of Wands. Upright. Ooh, and the Devil in reverse. I'll just set this one right here so we know that this was a toxic situation that you're walking away from and you should be proud of yourself. The Hierophant in reverse is all about, in this reading, breaking contracts, breaking promises, breaking things that you thought would be, you know, the right thing to do within a situation when it's not. Sorry. Baby, I'm not sorry. Yeah, I like that. That's gonna be... Hold on. I know what yours is. You look up that song by Demi. You probably already know that song, by Demi Lovato. Listen to that song. This is literally what your reading is. It's that song at a T. When you evolve past other people, it's hard for you to realize that they don't fit in your life anymore and then to walk away. It's really hard too. Especially when you love and care about that person. You just can't do it. You no longer want to put work into the situation anymore with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse being there. And it's with the King or the Queen of Sword upright. So you're thinking logically of it. You're like, yeah, well, I've done this, and this to try to make the situation... Wow. You try to make the situation work, and it's not working. There you are, the Empress upright. That's your card. And you're trying to get back to who you were. That was a lot of cards, Libra. So bear with me. So we go into a Eight of Pentacles in reverse energy, Page of Cup energy in reverse, a Four of Pentacles upright, Ace of Wands upright, Ten of Wands in reverse, the Empress, and then the Devil card. So you need to understand that the situation that you're walking away from, and you do understand that because the Devil card is here, and I think it's funny because the Queen of Swords is looking out onto this situation. So, and she's looks like she's contemplating as well. So she's contemplating the situation as a whole. She's really looking at the situation for what it is. And what it is that there's an inconsistent energy here who may be emotionally manipulative, takes advantage of other people in order to get what they need and what they want from a situation. And then we have another person on the other side who's the giver. So they allow this behavior, they encourage this behavior by staying around and accepting this behavior. You can pick which side you're on, but you already know which side you're on. And then you have the Ace of Wands here with the 10 of Wands in reverse. So that means there's a new opportunity coming in for you that's better for you. That is not this situation over this way. It's better for you. And it's staring you right in the face. You can see it. You know what you want to go for. It's there. But the 10 of Wands in reverse, releasing burdens, things that are not even your burdens to carry. They're not even yours. They're other people's. It has literally nothing to do with Libra progressing. It has nothing to do with Libra's life. I mean, like maybe 2 or 3 of those are yours, but the rest of them are everybody else's around you. You're releasing that. You don't want that anymore. That energy is just not for you. Then you go into the Empress energy. The Empress is all about being within her own autonomy and being comfortable with herself, loving herself, because that's the first step of even being in a sexual, wow, okay, maybe a sexual relationship you're walking into. Whoa, okay. Anyways, a successful relationship, maybe sexual, who knows? I guess it's whatever the hell you're doing on your side. And then it's just like you understand that you have to be in touch with yourself to know what you want from someone else. You have to know yourself. You have to know what you want in order to ask of that from someone else. Once you become in tune with yourself, though, you really won't have to ask for that, because the people that are supposed to be around you that will bring you that energy will come towards you. That's just that's natural law of attraction. You know, that's just how, that's literally energy as it works within itself. So, oh my, that's a big ass turnaround for you. You should be proud of yourself, because that's a big ass turnaround. But understand that it's not going to be an easy thing for you to do. It's just not. On the cards, it looks easy. In real life, implementing it, it's not easy. It fucking sucks. That's a lot of butt. But it's something we have to do. Especially as air signs. Air signs struggle with relationships. We really do. We're not in tune with our emotions. We're just really not. That's why we're always so chill about mostly everything around us, because we're just like, everyone else is having like an emotional breakdown, and we're like, I mean, I can understand what you're saying, but mine are like more like a mental breakdown, like a mental information overload, and then I have to sit in a corner and rock back and forth until I like figure out what I'm trying to do with my life. But, you know, we can go through it together, but you sit on the other side of the room because you're crying right now, and I don't have time for that. Like, that's literally an air sign. It doesn't matter what air sign it is. We don't know how to be emotionally welcoming. We just don't. And that's okay. This is something we just have to work on and work through. It's just what it is. Everybody has their strong suits. Every sign has their strong suits. Yours, Libra, unfortunately, is all about justice and equal give and take, and not being a bad person, and being super nice to everyone. And guess what? That gets you not very far. Especially in this situation. Oh my, Death card in reverse. You're not shedding or transforming either. The Moon card. The Moon card is all about things that are hidden to us. We don't see them. The Two of Cups. Oh. And the Lover's card. Shit. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this to you. You and probably the other person does not realize or see it yet, because we're in your future energy now, that this is not going to work. No matter how much time and effort you put into it, no matter how much different ways or different options or different approaches you take to this situation, it's not going to work, because the Two of Cups are here in reverse with that card in reverse. There's no transformation in this relationship. And the reason why there's not going to be is because the connection that you had initially with this individual is not the same anymore. It's never going to be the same. something happened to this connection that was so detrimental to it that no matter how much time, no matter how much effort you put into it, it's never going to change the situation. Understand that. It's not going to change. It's already severed. It's different. And it's never going to go back to the same. Now, with the Lover card being upright, don't get me wrong, it's not as if this person can't be a part of your life anymore, because they can. They most definitely can. I'm friends with a shit ton of my exes. It can. It can work. It's going to take a lot of time to kind of separate yourself from, you know, isolation, separating yourself. The Hermit card in reverse. Oh my. Isolation. It's going to take some isolation between both of you. You have to give each other space. The Eight of Cups. Emotionally walking away and separating from the situation itself. You have to isolate yourself. Like, it has to happen in order for both of you to walk away from it emotionally. That's the part that's going to be the kicker. Is emotionally detaching yourself from this situation. And on the other side, the other individual emotionally detaching themselves from the situation as well. And understanding the situation for what it actually really is. That's going to be the difficult part for both of you involved in the situation. It's not just you, it's that person too. You have to separate those relationship feelings, romantic partner feelings. You have to rip that off of that connection. Oh, and that's going to be, speaking from fucking experience, it's going to be hard. It's not easy to do that. It's not easy to separate yourself and just really let that person do what the fuck they want to do and be them. Because I'm going to be honest right now, I'm super controlling in my relationships. And it's not that I tell that person, oh, you can't do that, or you can't wear that, or you can't, you know, but I'm controlling in the sense to where I want to be the person who is holding the power in the situation, in the relationship. And that's only because it's like a defense mechanism, because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to be hurt. And so it's easier for me to be that rough and tough type of person. It's easier for me to have the control over the situation so that that person doesn't have control over me, which in all actuality, the funniest fucking part about the whole thing is they're still going to be involved with me emotionally, so that entails me to make myself emotionally open and vulnerable to that person anyways. Do you see what I mean here? It's just like a double-edged sword. And I feel you. In this situation, I feel you. 100%. I feel where you're coming from. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. I get it. It's just... oh, honey. So this victory, I feel as though, is going to be tied to you actually being able to successfully move away from this situation. And I think that there is some dependency here between the two of you as well. So that's why it might be such a big deal for you, Libra, to actually be able to shed this successfully and not... no, that's too many cards. No. And not be, you know, stuck in this. To not feel as though you're obligated to be stuck in this. The Knight of Cups upright. Wow. I think that is really important to you. I think that is where your victory or sense of victory is going to come from. Why are you... okay, they're giving me too many cards. I'm so sorry, Libra. That's just too many. I'm going to take these, though. The Devil upright. 10 of Wands. And the 7 of Swords in reverse. I think what you're going to end up doing is actually communicating this to this person. Exactly how you feel about the situation. Exact, verbatim, not sugarcoating, not putting a whole bunch of icing on the top before you serve it to them. And then they have to it takes them like a week to dig through to the icing to the bottom part of the cupcake, and then they see the scroll a piece of paper that's stuck in the middle of the cupcake that was then baked, so the paper is now stuck in there, so then they have to eat down through that cupcake, which takes them another week, and by that time you're already going to be moved out. Like, no, you're going to actually verbally go to them, but from a very, like I said, from a very compassionate understanding their emotions plus your emotions involved in the situation, and communicate this to them. This is a toxic situation. This is a toxic relationship. This is not going to work for either one of us. And that takes the Seven of Wands out of reverse, which is actually a really good sign, because now you're not feeling guilty anymore of dragging this around and not saying anything. And this other person probably appreciates your honesty and you just being straightforward with them, because that's honestly what you need to do in the situation to begin with anyways. That's why this person is so confused right now, because you're not being straightforward with them. Up here, you're not being straightforward. You're just holding that within your mind and not saying anything. But then when you finally come out and say it, they're going to be more understanding of the situation and how you feel. It's easier said than done, I know, but at the end of the day, they're going to have more respect for you as well by just being straight up and honest with them. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being honest. Just be honest. Okay, they will, I'm telling you from experience, they will appreciate it more. Whatever person you're dealing with, and it doesn't have to be a partnership, it could be a friendship, like I was saying before in the beginning. Whatever person you're dealing with is going to appreciate that more than you just dragging it out and making it worse by not speaking on the situation. Period. I think you're going to see that eventually. Once you go through this moon cycle phase to where you're going to see the situation for what it is. And then you're going to cycle into the Six of Swords energy again. And the Empress card is right there, right next to it. Your card again, upright. You're going to move into being you, yourself, singular. Singular by yourself. You're going to do that on your own. You're moving into yourself. Who you are. Who you really, really, truly are. To the core. But being comfortable with doing that. Like, you have to do that. In order to grow, evolve, and change, we have to move past things that are not good for us. You just do. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Four Swords in reverse. So as you're doing this, you're still going to carry that guilt. I kind of figured you already... I kind of figured you doing that. And you also are going to be proing and conning. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because you... Ooh. Queen of Coins. Oh, okay. I understand what the situation is. Okay. So with the Queen of Coins being in reverse down here, you may have put in a lot of time and effort. If you live with this person, you may have put a lot of money and time and effort into building where you are moving away from now. Which is going to tear you up inside because you don't want to walk away from a situation that you helped build. That's going to annoy you. You know, because you did put a lot of time and a lot of effort into the situation. But you're no longer doing that. So it'd behoove you to not be worrying about stuff like that. Because once the universe catapults us into the direction that we need to be going into, it's going to then give us these safe holds or these safety nets that are then going to help us to move forward through that. Financially right now, it probably is looking kind of slow for you to be doing this right now, but at the same point in time, I really do think that it is beneficial for you to do so. So you need to push all those worries to the side and like don't resist this change. Do not resist it. It's easier for you to flow with it and just get it over with and do what you need to do and then move past it, because the faster that you do this, the faster you get to move past this hard point. It's all about the quickness of how we move through our energies. So that is like the final message here, really. It's just being true to yourself and what you want out of a situation. And that's in every aspect of your life, not just connections, spiritually towards other people. That's like work environments, jobs, positions, you know, connections that we have with our family members that maybe are toxic and we have to kind of isolate and cut ourselves off from. It could be anything. But at the end of the day, we have to be true to ourselves, because once we're true to ourselves, then we can be true to others and people see the true form of us. That's super freaking important. Speaking from an Aquarius, we do that. We are us, flat out. Like, we are still going to be nice. And especially another thing too is like, there's a way of, you know, not really liking a person and still being cordial with them, because at the end of the day, we're not in 5th grade. We're not toddlers anymore. We should know how to be adults. Being an adult is tolerating that person's energy, tolerating that person's presence, but knowing within yourself that you're not going to really deal with this person's energy other than the time periods that you have to, that you're required to. And then when you do deal with that energy, not to be childish about it, because that person is going through things just as much as we are. We need to be understanding of that, but at the same point in time, we are not obligated to just sit silently and let someone just do whatever they want to us or speak however they want to us. That's not, no, that's no bueno. We don't do that here. We don't do it over this way. And you need to carry that energy as well. You're an empress. You need to act like one. Period. All I get is the shitty King of Sword energy and the Star. Like, you get the Empress who gets to live in a beautiful garden that's flourishing. Like, act like it. Like, you're gonna be okay. You are going to be okay. You just have to do it. You just have to do it, Libra. You don't have to be nice to everybody. It's okay. And there's gonna be somebody, I'm guaranteeing you, there's gonna be somebody behind you that's gonna back you 100%. As soon as you have to say something to somebody for acting crazy or stupid towards you or coming at you sideways, there's gonna be somebody behind you like, and I don't know who you thought you were, but you're confused because you ain't doing it over this way. You're not. You can calm down. Like, you can truly just calm down. You don't have to worry about all this. The little shit, like, people's opinions of you do not matter. What they eat doesn't make you shit. It just doesn't. Let it go. And they wanted me to stress that to you. Let it go. It doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck what people think? It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you true to yourself. It just makes a whole giant mess that you don't need to be in. So pull yourself out of it. Stop doing crazy stuff. Stop staying around with people who are douchebags and take advantage of you and, you know, make you do things you don't want to do. That's not cool. Fuck them. I need to start a saying. I haven't decided what I'm going to say, though. But when I do, you're going to hear it in your next reading, I promise. But just move past this. You don't need to deal with this anymore. I'm telling you from experience. An experienced air sign dealing with emotion. 101. Just do you. This is what the universe wants you to do. It's time to come into your power. It's time to come into who you are as a person. Just do you. That's the most beautiful thing, is to be authentic. That's the most beautiful thing about anything, is when someone's authentic. People respect you more when you're authentic. When you're flat out just the way that you are. Okay? Then I'll see you within the next 2 weeks. It's going to be the ending part of January for your reading. We'll see if you cycle through this energy. I do wish you luck on that, and much love, Libra. And again, I wish you luck, and I'll see you at the end of January.